I didn't cry when I went into labor. I didn't cry when my husband held our daughter for the first time. But the day of my baby shower, when I stood in a room decorated with pink ribbons and untouched cake, staring at two empty seats with Mom and Dad written on them, I broke. They'd called that morning, said they were too tired after a long week, said they'd celebrate with me another time. I smiled through the phone, told them I understood, but I didn't. I didn't understand at all. Hours later, scrolling aimlessly on my phone to distract myself from the ache, I saw it. A Facebook post. My brother grinning by the grill, my parents beside him holding drinks. A barbecue. On my baby shower day? The caption read, "Best family ever." I didn't smash my phone. I didn't call to scream. I just stared at the picture until my tears dried, and something inside me shifted. It hadn't always been like this. When I was a kid, my parents made me feel like I was enough. At least that's how I remember it. But somewhere between my brother getting his driver's license and me graduating college, the balance shifted. He became the center, the golden boy, the one they dropped everything for. I told myself it didn't matter, that I was independent, that I didn't need their approval. But standing alone at my baby shower, the lie cracked. That night, I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. I thought about all the birthdays they'd missed, the graduation they forgot to attend, how they skipped my engagement party because my brother needed help moving. I could have confronted them, could have begged for an explanation, but I already knew what they'd say. It would be my fault somehow. I was too sensitive. I misunderstood. No. This time, I wouldn't ask for an apology. I'd make sure they felt what I felt, in a way they'd never forget. The plan started with silence. No calls, no texts, no baby pictures. When my mom called 3 days after the shower, her voice bright and guiltless, asking, "So, when can we come see the baby?" I said I was tired, said maybe another time. 2 weeks later, my dad left a voicemail. I didn't return it. They didn't know it, but I'd already taken the next step. I made a list. Every family event they cared about. Thanksgiving, Christmas, my brother's annual summer party. And I began replacing them. Not with strangers, with people who'd been there for me when they weren't. My husband's parents, friends who'd shown up at my baby shower with gifts and laughter. Even my next-door neighbor who had knitted my daughter a blanket. I built a family that wasn't bound by blood, and I made sure my parents saw it. Every holiday I posted photos. My daughter on my father-in-law's lap, smiling. My mother-in-law helping her blow out birthday candles. Captions like, "Grateful for the family who always shows up." The likes rolled in. So did the silence from my parents. By spring, I knew they'd noticed. My mom finally sent a text. "We feel like you're cutting us out." I stared at the message for a long time. Then I replied, "You noticed." Nothing else. The final blow came in July, my brother's birthday barbecue. They invited me, as if nothing had changed. I said yes. Then I waited. On the day, I arrived late. Not empty-handed, but with a framed photo of my daughter on my mother-in-law's lap, taken at her first birthday. In the picture, my little girl's hands were covered in cake. The joy on her face was unmistakable. I walked up to my parents, handed them the frame, and said, "She calls her Nana." The look on my mother's face, a flicker of confusion, then hurt, was everything I'd been waiting for. We didn't speak much that day. They avoided me, laughed too loudly at my brother's jokes, pretended they didn't care. But I saw it in their eyes, the crack in their certainty, and that was enough. It's been a year now. They still send cards on birthdays. They still try to arrange visits. But I keep my boundaries sharp, my distance intact. They think I'm punishing them. Maybe I am. But the truth, I just stopped letting them hold a place in my life they didn't earn. When my daughter asks about them one day, I'll tell her the truth. Not with anger, just with facts. That sometimes the people who are supposed to love you the most don't show up. And when they don't, You build something stronger without them. And when I saw those barbecue photos that day, I didn't know it yet, but that was the last time I would ever wait for them to choose me. They never did. So I chose myself.